Okay, family, welcome back. Welcome back. Interesting interview happened recently, and it was having to do with Charlie Kirk because who was interviewed was his head of security, Brian Harpo. So Brian Harpo has finally came out and spoke on what happened that day. This is a man who was right next to Charlie when he got hit, right? And he got asked different questions. Some of them being, did he have any connections to Mossad, Israel? Different deep questions, and his answers were definitely interesting. We're gonna watch two clips from this. Let's go ahead and check out the first one.
I've got my back to Charlie about, I don't know, less than 10 meters off to his right. And my area of responsibility, just we had a lot of people coming up some staircases there, and it was starting to fill in. And so I was watching that, and I remember I heard the gunfire, and then I don't know if you've heard this, but I heard that bullet slap him. And so so you hear two sounds actually. And so you hear the actual shot, and then you hear the bullet hit him in the neck, like you hear it. And so in my head, I had an attribution to that. Oop, I know what that is. And so I turned, and when I turned, started running, that's when Dan grabbed him. And I mean, this is a live fire event. It's not, everybody thinks in hindsight, well, this is a one-shot assassination. No, in our heads, there's
You don't
fire.
know what that is.
There's fire. There's more to come, right? And so Dan grabs Charlie, and then
Who's Dan?
Dan was the guy standing right next to Charlie when he got shot on the stage, and then I was to the right of Dan.
Okay.
And so he grabs him, and then I turn and see him start to the ground, but then I'm just thinking gunfire. And then he's leading to the ground because I'm on his right, where he was shot right here in the left of his neck. And so I jumped down on top of Charlie to cover him, because where we're at, it's concealment at best. It's a tabling with cloth on it, so it's not hard cover. And our guys are starting piling back in, and they're down, putting a human shield around him, but it's still just concealment. It's not cover. And so I initially dove down on top of him and just was on him almost face to face. And then when I was doing that, I went down, I could see the wound. And so I immediately shoved my hand into the wound to stop the bleeding, just trying to find the pressure. And it was coming out still. And I'm on top of him, like close. And it was still coming out enough that it squirted through my fingers, and I could taste it on my lips.
Guys, this is very vivid, descriptive things that he's saying. So I forgot to give a warning. Warning, if your stomach can't take stuff like this, go ahead and turn it right now. Definitely appreciate Brian Harpo even coming on this type of interview to explain a lot of different things. Takes courage to do that. So my hat goes off to him for that.
And so I was like, man, this is a bad wound, right? And so I was just pushing that, and I don't know at that time. I know when you look at the clock, I was on him within 5 seconds and had my hands in him. And then I don't know when I put the first piece of medical on him. It was sometime after that, because I carry it right here, and that's why you carry it on you. You got to have it there. So, but then I remember pulling back away and thinking, damn, this is bad. Like it's coming out. And I don't remember saying this, but the guys told me, and you can kind of see it on the video. I said, prep the car. And I just prepped, and you see the two guys just take off. And that car's prepped in position, but what I mean, doors are open, I mean, the whole deal. And then so we're doing pressure control there, and it's a carotid artery, so you can't put a tourniquet on it, obviously. And in my head, I'm like, pack pressure, pray, man. These are what you can do for that wound. But then, so I'm on top, And then I told the guys, we got to exfil. We're all out here in the open. We're trying to give wound care, and we got to get off this X, right? And so, but I just said, we're exfilling. And so we got up, I think it was like 15, 16 seconds from the time the shot happened to the time we were picking him up and headed.
15 to 16 seconds.
That's what it was, yeah. And so
That's fast.
Yeah, and this is horrible, but
That is fast to get an initial assessment, plug a hole, pick them up, move them.
yeah. And so it's just like, dang. And it's some horrible realities of it too. That, like, I told the guys this, and I haven't. When I jumped down on him, he had doll's eyes. And so I was like, man, these are wounds incompatible with life.
Mm,
You knew.
my Lord.
You want to take a break?
For those who didn't hear what he said at the end, he said he had doll's eyes. DOLLS eyes. Oh. You know, I know different people have made different videos about Brian Harpo, and there's some even saying he's lying the whole thing. Guys, I believe somebody's a liar when they're proven guilty. Right? Until that time comes, I can't necessarily say somebody is just completely lying about something. That would make me a hypocrite, even with saying good things about Candace. Because Candace has no facts, actually. Well, she has different facts, text message facts, different information that is actually factual. But I mean, like, as far as pinpointing a specific person, there's not facts there yet. Yet, I'm still like, yo, she's getting somewhere. So I can't just do that with one person and not do it with another person. Like, people are innocent till proven guilty. And just like I can appreciate the information that's being gathered when it comes to Miss Owens, I can appreciate an individual coming on the Sean Ryan show and giving descriptive details about what happened that day. Now, I don't know all the other clips. I haven't actually watched the whole interview. I've watched these 2 clips, and I want to share them because I thought they were important. If there's other things that may not line up, put it in the comments. I'll check out, whatever videos you guys believe does not line up with truth. But for right now, this is what was brought to my table. The next video I want to show is when he got asked if he had any connections to Mossad or Israel, him or his team. Check out what he had to say.
Do any of your guys have any ties to any foreign intelligence agencies, more specifically Mossad?
No, and I've seen that and heard that, and I've been in 39 countries in this world, and I've never been to Israel. I'm a firm Christian. I ask our guys, "Are you believers?" We have no ties to Israel or Mossad or any other one. We're Americans. Period. We believe in what we're afforded to do here. We believe in our system, and to say that we're Mossad or attached to any type of foreign entity, it's one of those sits crap on its best day.
Do you have anybody on your team that you think could be tied to an extreme political party who is planning assassinations?
No. One, we're in each other's business. Where they have the time for it, I wouldn't know. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, you had mentioned some of these guys are on the road 250 days a year.
Yeah.
With Charlie.
Yeah, just working, and it's not just that. It's, a lot. We do a team trip every year down to an undisclosed location, and some of the guys are there now. Some of the guys left yesterday after that job ended. I'll be going down tomorrow. So we know what each other does. We know their kids' names and their spouses, and it's like if they're doing it and they're not, they wouldn't have time for us not to notice. And then the heart of these men that they're going to pour this out. It's like, yeah, you took an oath. I've taken an oath. Most of my guys have taken an oath. And it's different in the security industry. You're not taking an oath for your client, but you are taking an oath to each other. Mm-hmm. And so they wouldn't do that to the client, but they really wouldn't do it to me or to their coworker. Mm-hmm. And so that's one of those things. It's like, no, if you know us, those allegations become even more idiotic.
Yeah. And you say this with 100% certainty?
To my death.
Roger that.
To my death.
So he's saying his partners are pretty much like family. They're family. I know them. They wouldn't do such a thing. Right? He has a lot of trust in his partners, which is understandable. I'm pretty sure people who are close friends to you that you probably knew for a long time and you feel like you know them like the back of your hand, you would say the same thing. However, I will say this, people change. People's minds can get corrupted. A false seed can come into somebody and they can really believe something that's just not true and end up taking action on different things that are just evil. For example, look at the Boston Bombers. The Boston Bombers grew up in America, okay? They took a trip to their homeland. They were, these two Muslim dudes. I don't know if you guys have seen this documentary. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. These two Muslim dudes grew up regular in America, took a trip to their homeland, came back and were completely infiltrated. They were brainwashed. Brainwashed to the point where they decided to create bombs and let them go off in Boston at the race. But were caught on camera. Thank God for cameras nowadays. Let me tell you. Were caught on camera. Two young dudes, brothers, one older, one younger, were caught on camera. And when it started coming out, people who used to go to school with them was like, I can't believe, I would have never thought he did that. I would have never thought he would have done something like that. He was such a normal kid. He was such a normal guy. Yeah. You thought he was normal, but really he had a corrupted seed inside of him. He's been brainwashed to believe something that wasn't true and did something terrible. So it can happen. Not saying that that's the case with this situation, but I'm just saying I never put 100% of trust in nobody except God. Because at the end of the day, we're all imperfect human beings. And for the right price, who knows who will do what? Especially if you're not grounded in God. If you're grounded in God and you're a true believer and you're a true follower, somebody who can't be shaken, that is the only time I will trust you, to a certain level. But even still, then I won't trust you 100%. Peter denied Jesus 3 times, and he walked with the Lord for years. Okay? Okay. Judas betrayed Jesus. And the disciples didn't even know who was going to betray Jesus. They were asking Jesus, like, who are you talking about? Who's going to do this? You couldn't tell it was going to be Judas? Why couldn't they tell? Because he blended in with the rest of them. Goodness. You think it's just easy to tell because you're reading the book, but you weren't there. You don't know how much he blended in. He was just walking with the rest of them. So they didn't know. Like, oh, I know who it's going to be. I know. Look, listen. If you don't know it's going to be Judas, and you off. No, it wasn't like that. He was one of them. on the outside, someone else on the inside. What do they call that? A wolf in sheep's clothing. So you may think you know somebody, but do you really know them? I don't know. He may be innocent. He may be in a space where he's like, yo, I wouldn't do this. I know my guys wouldn't do this. But you don't really know. This is why I continue to pray for the Lord to bring out truth, to show more light, to expose what's been hidden as far as this case goes. Amen. And continue to pray, brothers and sisters, because more and more is coming out. More and more is coming out. May all truth come out. Amen. Those who come into agreement, put amen in the comments. God bless. Shalom.